down by the Sally Gardens, my love and I did meet. She passed the Sally Gardens with little snow-white feet. She bid me take love easy as the leaves grow on the tree. But I, being young and foolish, with her did not agree. In a fever, my love and I did stand, and on my leaning shoulder she laid her snow-white hand. She bid me take life easy as the grass grows on the wheels. But I was young and foolish, and now I'm full of tears. Bear with us for the next 30 to 40 minutes as I try to figure out how to get my vocal technique out of lockdown. I'd like to begin with a little call out. I'm going to go grab a sheet of paper and I'll be back. So in this, my first live performance, as I know it, live recital, I've done a lot of church gigs the past little while. I've been recording hymns for churches, and I sang in a drive-in service, and that's basically been how I've been getting on. And I've been fortunate enough to be teaching some kids around the area on Zoom, and that has been a pleasure. However, this hasn't been without its struggles this period of time, and I'd like to take a little second to thank all of the things that have got me through. So I'd like to begin with my mum, my dad, my family and my dog, and of course the necessities in life. That is Inishmacsaint Brewery, Hilden Brewery, Kinniger Brewery, Northbound Brewery, Heaney Brewery, Whitewater Brewery, Boatyard Distillery, Drumshanbo Gin, Glen Scotia Distillery and Dalwhinnie Distillery. Without all of you, I would have never made it to here since March. So, we've just begun with John Ireland's setting of the famous W.B. Yeats poem, Down by the Sally Gardens. So that is not how you know the tune necessarily, but that is the way that the composer decided to set it. He's an English composer setting the Irish poem. And now next we're going to move on to something that's a lot more well known, very traditional. I've sung it in the local area many, many times. It's called The Garden Where the Praties Grow. Have you ever been in love, me boys, or have you felt the pain? I'd sooner be in jail myself than be in love again. For the girl I loved is beautiful, I'd have you all to know. And I met her in the garden where the praties grow. She was just the sort of creature, boys, that nature did intend to walk right through the world, me boys, without the Grecian bend. Nor did she wear the chignon, I'd have you all to know. And I met her in the garden where the praties grow. Says I, me pretty Kathleen, I'm tired of single life, and if you've no objection, sure I'll make you my sweet wife. She answered me right modestly and curtsied very low. You're welcome to the garden where the praties grow. She was just the sort of creature, boys, that nature did intend to walk right through the wormy boys without the Grecian bend. Nor did she wear the chignon, I'd have you all to know, and I met her in the garden where the praties grow. Says I, me pretty Kathleen, I hope that you'll agree, she wasn't like your city girls that say you're making free. She says, I'll ask me parents and tomorrow I'll let you know if you'll meet me in the garden where the praties grow. She was just the sort of creature, boys, that nature did intend to walk right through the wormy boys without the Grecian bend. Nor did she wear the chignon, I'd have you all to know, and I met her in the garden where the praties grow. Oh, the parents, they consented, and we're blessed with children 3. 2 boys just like their mother, and the girl the image of me. And now we're going to train them up the way they ought to go. For to dig in the garden where the praties grow, she was just the sort of creature, boys, that nature did intend to walk right through the wormy boys without the Grecian bend. Nor did she wear the chignon, I'd have you all to know, and I met her in the garden where the praties grow. So, from one well-known piece in the area to a setting of 2 Thomas Moore poems that won't be so well-known. This is Zwei Venezianische Lieder by Robert Schumann. Now, these poems were written by Thomas Moore during his time in Venice. And he was super inspired by the laid-back nature and the romantic nature of the area. I'm going to read the 2 poems in English. Row gently here. Row gently here, my gondolier, so softly wake the tide, that not an ear on earth may hear, but hers to whom we glide. Had heaven but tongues to speak, as well as starry eyes to see, oh, think what tales 'twould have to tell of wandering youths like me. Now rest thee here, my gondolier, hush, hush, for up I go, to climb yon light balcony's height, while thou keep'st watch below. Ah, did we take for heaven above but half such pains as we take day and night for woman's love, what angels we should be. When through the Piazzetta. When through the Piazzetta night breathes her cool air, then, dearest Ninetta, I'll come to thee there. Beneath thy mask shrouded, I'll know thee afar, as love knows, though clouded, his own evening star. In garb then resembling some gay gondolier, I'll whisper thee trembling, our bark, love, is near. Now, while there hover those clouds o'er the moon, 'twill waft thee safe over yon silent lagoon. Leis rudern hier, mein Gondolier, leis, leis. Die Flut vom Ruder sprühen so leise las, dass wir uns nur bedrückt zu dir wir ziehen. O könnte, wie er schauen kann, der Himmel reden trauen. Er spräche vieles wohl von ihm, was nachts die Sterne schauen. Leis, 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 leis. Nun rasten hier mein Gondolier sacht, sacht ins Boot die Ruder, sacht, sacht auf zum Balkone schwing ich mich, doch du hältst unten Wacht. O wollten halb so eifrig nur dem Himmel wir uns weihn, als schöner Weiber Diensten trau. Wir könnten Engel sein, sacht, 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 sacht. Wenn durch die Piazzetta die Abendluft weht, dann weißt du in Nähter, wer wartend hier steht. Du weißt, wer trotz Schleier und Maske dich kennt, wie Amor die Venus am Nachtfirmament. Ein Schäferkleid trag ich zur selbigen Zeit, und zitternd dir sag ich, das Boot liegt bereit. O komm, wo den Mond noch Wolken umziehen, lass durch die Lagunen mein Leben uns fliehen. Next up, we have two arrangements by Herbert Hughes. Herbert Hughes wrote 4 volumes of Irish country songs. We're getting paid by the hour, so I'm not going to give you every single one of them. However, I can give you 2 this evening. We're going to begin with She Moved Through the Fair, and we'll finish with the very, very popular Star of the County Down. My young love said to me, my mother won't mind, and my father won't slight you for your lack of kind. And she stepped away from me, and this she did say, be long, love, till our wedding day. She stepped away from me, and she went through the fair, and fondly I watched her move here and move there, and then she went homeward with one star awake, as the swan in the evening moves over the lake. Last night she came to me, she came softly, so softly she came that her feet sweet maid no din, and she laid her hand on me, and this she did say, it will not be long, long, till our wedding day. Near Banbridge town in the county Down, one morning last July, down a boring green came a sweet colleen, and she smiled as she passed me by. She looked so sweet from her two bare feet to the sheen of her nut-brown hair. Such a winsome elf, I was ashamed of myself, for to see I was really there. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the brown colleen that I met in the county Down. As she onward sped, sure I scratched me head, and I looked with a feeling rare. And I said, says I, to a passer-by, who's the maid with the nut-brown hair? He smiled at me and he said, says he, that's the gem in Ireland's crown. Young Rosie McCann from the banks of the Bann, she's the star of the county Down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the brown colleen that I met in the county Down. At the harvest fair she'll be surely there, so I'll dress in me Sunday clothes, with me shoes shone bright and my hat cocked right, for a smile from the nut-brown rose. No pipe I'll smoke and no horse I'll yoke, till me plough is a rust-coloured brown, till a smiling bride by my own fireside is the star of the county Down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the brown colleen that I met in the county Down. Struggled to remember my own password. So as I said at the very beginning of this I said the words, this is very weird. This is very weird currently, what everyone is living through. A quick chat, however, currently about the industry, in what I do, and what our sound technician does, and what we're currently going through. According to the current provisions, we can fill 500-seater aeroplanes full of people sitting directly beside each other, yet the theatres haven't been able to feasibly open. The standard capacity for the Ardhowen Theatre is 284 people. According to the provisions, we can go to a pub, get drunk, and scream at people from a 1 metre distance. Yet, shows aren't feasible because provisions say singers and brass/wind players need to hold 3 metres distance. According to the provisions, we can play full contact team sports at an amateur level, but not feasibly make any larger scale music than what you see in front of you, as the box office sales could never pay for it, and the social distancing is simply not feasible. Don't get me wrong, I love travelling, I absolutely love drinking beer. And I love playing and watching sport. In fact, I've got my Leeds United tie on today. Incidentally, we're going up as champions. So this is nothing personal that I feel against these industries, but rather the hypocrisy shown to the music industry here has been frankly humiliating. The effect this had on my bank account is obviously horrific. However, the effect on my mental health has been 10 times worse. I have to actively tell myself that I'm not a completely useless member of society every day, because these provisions tell me that I am. I have been anti-socially distanced from the role that I play in society, and the isolation that I have felt from that led me to contemplating suicide a few weeks ago. I know many people are feeling this isolation in one way, shape, or form as we speak. And so I wish to share a few important numbers in the local area for anybody feeling low. Lifeline is a 24-hour crisis support, and they've been extremely helpful. Their number is 0808 808 8000. The Samaritans are a 24-hour helpline. Their number is 028 90 664 422. And for anybody under 19, this time isn't easy for children who want to run about and be free. And generally, we're very lucky in this country, and they generally do have the right to be free. That slight freedom being taken off somebody can definitely alter the way they see things and the way their mental health reacts. So children aren't immune to this as well. Childline is for under 19s, and their number is 0800 1111. If this is any help to anybody, use this. Moving on, we're going to do a sort of the song that I thought was the most appropriate to reflect this. It is a setting of an Irish poem by Fiona MacLeod called "The White Piece." It's by an English composer called Arnold Bax, who had an affiliation and a love for Ireland. In fact, I believe, don't quote me on this, this isn't ideal being on the internet, I believe that he came over and spent his last years and died in Cork. So, The White Piece. It lies not on the sunlit hill, not on the sunlit plain, nor ever on any running stream, nor on the unclouded main. But sometimes through the soul of man, slow moving o'er his pain, the moonlight of a perfect peace floods heart and brain. The moonlight of a perfect peace floods heart and brain. the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. 'Tis you must go and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, when the valley's hushed and white with snow. 'Tis I'll be hid in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so. But if ye come when all the flowers are dying, and I am dead, as dead I well may be, you'll come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say an Ave there for me, and I shall hear though soft you tread above me, and all my grave will warmer, sweeter be, for you will amend and tell me that you love me, and I shall sleep in peace until you come to me. And I shall sleep in peace until you come to Just before lockdown, I was on tour with Scottish Opera, and I was on tour with an incredibly talented man playing the piano. His name is Michael Papadopoulos. He's become a good friend of mine, and recently I cheekily asked him, when I found out I was going to be doing this concert, I cheekily asked him, would you maybe write an arrangement that would suit my voice of one of my favourite Irish folk songs, and that is Carrickfergus. I had often sort of played chords and stuff on the piano and on the guitar, just at home, singing it as a sort of a traditional number, and I thought it would be a lovely one to be able to bring this evening. So the Ardhowen Theatre has a world premiere this evening of Michael Papadopoulos' arrangement of Carrickfergus. I wish I was in Carrickfergus only for nights in Ballygrand. I would swim over the deepest deepest oceans for my love to find. But the sea is wide and I can't swim over, and neither have I wings to fly. If I could find me a handsome boatman to ferry me over to my love and die. My childhood days bring back sad reflections of happy time spent so long ago. My boyhood friends and close relations have all passed on now, like melting snow. But I'll spend my days in endless roving. Soft is the grass, my bed is free. To be back now in Carrickfergus on that long road down to the sea. And in Kilkenny it is reported there are marble stones there as black as ink, with gold and silver. I would support her, but I'll sing no more now till I get a drink. I'm drunk today, and I'm seldom sober. A handsome rover from town to town. Ah, but I'm sick now. My days are numbered. So come all ye young men and lay me down. Last one. This is the last one, but I'm going to ask you to not shut your laptop screens after it finishes, because I'm imagining there will be rapturous applause in your living room after I'm finished this one. So therefore, I'm going to sing a sort of a quasi-encore following this. However, this is Jonathan's end to the evening, and I thank him for putting up with me through the rehearsal process. I'm a pernickety sort of folk. So it's been great having him here. Thank you to our wonderful sound engineer here, Niall Bogue. And thank you to Brian E. May for organising all of this and having me in. So this is Sally Gardens, Down by the Sally Gardens by W.B. Yeats, As You Know It. Down by the Sally Gardens, my love and I did meet. She passed the Sally Gardens with little snow-white feet. She bid me take love easy as the leaves grow on the tree, but I, being young and foolish, with her would not agree. In a field by the river, my love and I did stand, and on my leaning shoulder she laid her snow-white hand. She bid me take life easy as the grass grows on the whiz, but I was young and foolish, and now I'm full of tears. Wow. I could hear you from here. I've one more little announcement to make before the evening ends. And it's something that in the link of this video, am I right in saying my Facebook, Andrew Irwin Tenor, is on the link of it? Bryony? Excellent. So you can get in touch with me about this if you're interested in the project or how it develops. I will set up a mailing list to sort of let people know how it goes. There is a new project beginning in Fermanagh, across Omagh as well, and this project is going to bring music in not into care homes, but socially distanced concerts outside of care homes are going to take place. I am running the project, and musicians of high esteem such as Johnny here, and I've got the traditional musician Jim McGrath to play for me as well. So we are going to be going around 14 care homes, I hope, before we get into autumn and the weather is appalling. From there, the long-term plan is to try and make this a long-term charity. If you wish to know more, you can find me either by clicking the link to my Facebook page, or you can find me easily on Twitter or Instagram. Feel free to send me a message, and I will certainly keep in touch with you to let you know how we are going and how things go further and the development of the project. It's something that I'm very proud of, and it's something that I hope in the future Fermanagh can be very proud of. Speaking of Fermanagh, I am going to finish with a song from Fermanagh. I don't believe I've sung any the whole evening from Fermanagh. This is a little bit of a more laid-back number. This is a song called The Second-Hand Trousers I Bought in Belcoo. There are stories afloat that are hard to believe. There are stories afloat that are meant to deceive. But here is a story that's perfectly true about the second-hand trousers I bought in Belcoo. Tra-la-la, tra-la-loo. About the second-hand trousers I bought in Belcoo. Feel free to join in the chorus. Well, me missus was sick, I gave Jimmy the job, and as he was leaving, sure I gave him 10 bob. He bought me these yokers, and he thought they would do. They're a fair pack of... Oh, it's not after 10 o'clock yet. Up there in Belcoo, tra-la-la, tra-la-loo. They're a fair pack of... Up there in Belcoo. Oh, me wife, when she saw them, she flew in a rage, said they're nowhere at all for a man of your age, wi' one leg so black and the other so blue. They'd rob a child's bottle up there in Belcoo. Tra-la-la, tra-la-loo. They'd rob a child's bottle up there in Belcoo. Raced out from the kitchen out into the yard. When me own dog he saw me, he nearly went mad. The hens flew like blazes, the old rooster crew. At the second-hand trousers I bought in Belcoo. Tra-la-la, tra-la-loo. At the second-hand trousers I bought in Belcoo. Next evening, 2 ladies arrived in a car. They said, "We're collecting for the Arnie Bazaar." I gave them a parcel, and they said, "Thank ye." 'Twas the second-hand trousers I bought in Belcoo. Tra-la-la, tra-la-loo. 'Twas the second-hand trousers I bought in Belcoo. Well, at the bazaar, sure we all had great fun. Then the trousers went up and the rickety spun. In the mad tear for tickets, sure I only got 2. But I won back the trousers I bought in Belcoo. Tra-la-la, tra-la-loo. But I won back the trousers I bought in Belcoo. Thank you very much for your time.